Yes, good morning. I will be taking you through lecture 6, which talks about the communication technologies. So we are going to describe local area networks, wide area networks, and the intranet versus internet. Discuss wireless VoIP, broadband, cable, GPS, Bluetooth, and other relevant networks. Define the following terms and use the capabilities with the Internet: World Wide Web, Uniform Resource Locator, Domain Names, File Transfer, ISP, and explain the operations of the web servers, browsers, and compare various browsers, and explain how to evaluate a website for relevancy, bias, and credibility. So discuss social media sites and their advantages. So let's start. Let's talk about the computer network. A network computing environment is one in which an organization has linked together personal computers that have been connected into a network. Data communication usually requires existence of a transportation or communication medium between the nodes wanting to communicate with each other, such as a copper wire, fiber optic, and cables, or wireless signals. So when you let's take an example. In your university, you have different computers in your multimedia labs. We have computers in different offices. We have printers in different offices. So for all those computers to communicate, they need the medium of communication, whereby they will be able to send a signal to each other. If a user wants to print a file, he has to send that file to a printer which is somewhere. If you want to share some files with a certain user in a different multimedia, so you have to use one computer, then start communicating and sharing some files with such kind of a user in a different multimedia lab. So those computers, they are connected together. They form what you call a network. So they can be able to share files, share resources, communicate with each other, and so forth. So that is what you call the network. So the network can be in the form of Wi-Fi's, like when you access the Wi-Fi at school. The network can be in the form of local area network, either being the wired. Wired, it means that those computers, they have used the wires to be connected on the network. So for example, a common example of data communication is a computer connected to the internet via a Wi-Fi connection, which uses a wireless medium to send and receive data from one or more remote servers. There are a number of types of computer networks. We have a personal area network. A personal area network is the smallest network in which is very personal to a user. So look at this example, these pictures that you see here. You can see these are the two computers. So they communicate each other using the Bluetooth. So the personal area network, it can also include the infrared. And the connection between the devices can range up to 10 meters. PAN may include wireless computer keyboard and the mouse. So hopefully we have those keyboards which are wireless. We have the mouse which are wireless. So we also have the headphones which are wireless, printers, TV remotes, those are wireless. This is kind of some examples of what you call the personal area network. Let's talk about the local area network, which is LAN. A computer network span inside a building and operated under a single administrative system is generally termed as a local area network. So usually LAN covers an organizational office, schools, colleges, universities. Number of the system connected in the LAN may vary from as least as 2 to as much as 16 million. So let's take an example. We have different multimedias in our school. So those multimedias, they can have access to the internet and they are connected somewhere. Multimedia 1, 2, 3. So that forms the part of a local area networks whereby the computers are inside one building or inside one area, whereby they can be. So it's private because those computers, they are accessible to only the Lincoln Queen students. Let me say that. So, and the network is being controlled by the university itself within that area. So that is what you call the local area network. So when you look at this example here, you can see that we have these workstations here, these 3 workstations. Then we have a switch here, they are connected to the switch. Then we have a printer and the file server. So if the user is sitting on this computer, let's say the user is in multimedia 1. So he wants to send to print something. So he will just send his file, which needs to be printed, to this printer here. So this printer will just print. So that is, we have different offices. All those offices, they are connected to a certain printer, maybe a central printer. If one of the staff members wants to print something, so they just send that file to a printer and the file will be printed. So they can have a file server where some files are being stored. If you want to access some of the files and the resources, so they just access this file server and get the resources they want. So let's talk about metropolitan area network. The metropolitan area network generally expands through a city, such as a cable TV network. For example, men can help an organization to connect all its offices in the city. So we can have a city like Maseru, whereby we have different offices. We can have an office in Maseru downtown. We can have another office in Maseru East, Maseru West, stuff like those. So those computers, they can be connected together through what you call the metropolitan area network. So it simply means that there is a link between the local area networks. So you'll find that the offices in Maseru Central, they have their own local area network. The offices in Maseru West, they have their own local area network. So to connect those two, we use what you call, those offices use what you call the metropolitan area network. Backbone of MAN is a high capacity and high speed fiber optics. So it simply means that it has the high speed and it's what you call fiber optics. MAN works in between local area network and wide area network. NAN provides uplink for LANs and WAN or internet. Let's talk about the wide area network. As the name suggests, the wide area network covers a wide area which may span across the province, even a whole country. Generally, the telecommunication networks are wide area network. So remember that one, the metropolitan, it covers only the city, but this one it can cover the whole country. These networks provide a connectivity to MENS and LANs since they are equipped with a very high speed backbone. One uses a very expensive network equipment. So let's make an example. Let's talk about Standard Lesotho Bank, maybe, or FNB or Nedbank, any bank. So they have offices in different districts of Lesotho, Maseru, Mokotwe, and those districts. So you find that whatsoever the transaction that you are trying to perform, maybe in a different city, you find it's reflecting even in the offices. If the head office is in Maseru, so that is, it means that is a wide area network. So the computers or the networks which are in different offices in the different parts of the country, they are connected to each other. So there is a communication. Look at this. This may be a different area. This might be a different area. This might be a different area. So all these offices are connected to each other through what we call the wide area network. So These networks provide a connectivity to MENS and LANs since they are equipped with a very high-speed backbone. The purpose of networking personal computers and even mainframes together is to permit employees in the organization to communicate with one another as well as others outside the organization, normally through the use of electronic messages, access information and services supported on the World Wide Web, and share documents and data, support various work processes in the organization based on the automation of the specific task. A node, okay, a computer that is connected to a network is referred to as a standalone computer. When a computer is physically connected to a local area network using a cable or other communication channel, the computer becomes a workstation. So you have to know the difference between a standalone computer and a workstation. Each devices on the network include workstations, servers, printers, referred to as nodes. A workstation normally has all of usual resources found in the personal computing environment: hard drive, software, data, and the printer. However, user of the workstation will also have access to the network resources, which typically include application software, storage space for data files, and the printer other than those on the local workstation. On a network, the network servers typically provides the application software and the storage space for data files. So, Oscar Makala, when someone and maybe you visit a certain multimedia, so that this is my workstation. So it simply means that that computer that has been connected to a network, it's a workstation. So let's talk about a network server. A computer that is connected to a network and that serves or distributes resources to network users. So you may have a certain computer somewhere, maybe in the IT offices, which has some resources which you need. So that computer that provides you with the resources is called a network server. The main advantages of the computer network is that all the users can share resources rather than having users each maintain his or her own resources. It is not necessary to purchase multiple copies of software. Instead, a license can be purchased to use the software within the network, which allows everyone to use the program at the same time. When a computer network is used, finding, retrieving, and storing files on the network is not very different from the process used on a standalone computer. However, when using a network, security is much more of an issue. Information is now accessible to a wide group of people, and sensitive or personal information is to be protected. So what does this statement mean? It simply means that, like when you store files in your computer or retrieve files from your computer, it's the same thing as storing the files or retrieving the files on the network server. But the only difference is the concern of the security, since this thing will be traveling from one place to another. So there is a security concern sometimes. An internal network that belongs to an organization is accessible only by the organization's members is often referred to as an intranet. So this one is only accessible to organization members. So intranet is a system in which multiple pieces are connected to each other. Pieces in intranet are not available to world outside the intranet. So the bank mona ba tsa one ba the systems that teng di money ka go bona fela, not to the outside world. Usually a company organization has their own intranet network, and member of the employees of the company can access the computer in that intranet. Each computer in the intranet is also identified by an IP address, which is unique among the computers in the intranet. So these are the computers connected on the intranet. So the internet, a collection of local, regional, national computer networks that are linked together to exchange data and distribute processes tasks. So let's talk about the internet. When you are maybe going to Google and go into your browser and start typing like the URL www.facebook.com. So you're trying to access some Facebook servers which stored some of information. So that is what is happening. So there are a variety of ways to access the internet. The most common being through an internet service provider. An ISP is a company that charges ongoing fee. The ISP are like Vodacom and Econet, providing internet access to businesses, organizations, and people. The ISP the user supplies a modem that connects the computer to the user's phone. So that is what you call the internet services. The ISP provides the users with a necessary communication software such as email and user's account. And the user supplies a modem that connects the computer to the user's phone line. And the user's computer dials the ISP computers and establishes a connection over the phone line. Once connected, the ISP routes data between the user's computers and access along with additional services. Some ISP offer direct access to the internet. Let's talk about the internet, which is a collection of local, regional, national computers, networks that are linked together to exchange data and distributed processes. So, what is an internet? Computers can be local, maybe can found on local area network, the regional network, and the national network. So when they are linked together, that is what we call the internet. There are a variety of ways to access the internet, and the most common being through internet service providers. An ISP is a company that charges an outgoing fee for providing internet access to businesses and organizations and individuals. The ISP can be the likes of Vodacom, Econet. Those are the internet service provider. So the ISP provides the user with the necessary communication software such as emails and account. The user supplies a modem that connects the internet to the user's phone line, and the user's computer dials the ISP computer and establishes a connection over the phone line. Once connected, the ISP routes data between the user's computer and the internet. Most ISPs offer a dial-up internet connections and electronic mail access, along with the additional services. Some ISP offer direct access to the internet without the use of proprietary software. Services are available instantly. Covered email or enabled video conferencing services, online movies and gaming, data transfer, file sharing, often through a file transfer protocol, instant messages, internet forums, social networks, online shopping, and financial services. The internet connects millions of people through a collection of computer networks. So the internet is a worldwide system which has the following characteristics. Internet is a world or global system of interconnected computer networks. So when you visit www.google.com, you are trying to access a certain server somewhere, maybe in the United States, maybe in India, maybe in China. So with that, you are using the internet. So when you visit Facebook, we are trying to access some Facebook servers through the use of URL www.facebook.com. That is part of the internet. The internet uses the standard internet protocol TCP/IP. Every computer in the internet is identified by the unique IP address, and all the computers on the internet, they have their own unique identifier, which is the IP address. IP address is a set of numbers such as this one, so the one which identifies a computer's location. A special computer DNS domain name server is used to give the name to the IP addresses so that the user can locate the computer by the name. So when you look at the www.lincolnqueen.ac.ls, so that is a domain name. but that domain name, it represents an IP address. So for you who's to claim all those numbers, so we use what you call the domain name. For example, a DNS server will resolve a name like http www.tutorial.com to a particular IP address to uniquely identify the computer on which this website is hosted. So this is an internet, so on this you connect to the internet and then you want to visit a certain website. Let's come to the URL. That is www.google.com. So now we are trying to access the internet. Who is Google? Who is Google? So that is the information about Google. So we get all the information. So meaning this information have been stored somewhere on the server. So this is just an example how we can try to access the internet. So things like www.bluehost.com. So this is what you call, that is the domain name. So this bluehost.com, it has its own IP address. So it has its own IP address, so that when you type this, whatever that goes into computer is an the IP address. So that's how we are able to identify this server. So making another example so that you can be able to understand. So here we can search different domain names. Domain name isn't available. So let's make an example. Let's type google.com, that is the extension, and search. So it's just that the internet it's a little bit slow, but anyway, let's search on google.com. So what I can have is sorry, google.com is unavailable. So it means there is this domain name has been given to a certain company somewhere. So that's why Google is not available. But if you type a name that is available, it will tell you that name is available. You can get that. So we have different names. Take up and that's why they suggest here secure google.net what. So to make sure that you get a name that is not used by any company. So with this one, these are the domain names which are already being used by the other companies outside. So internet is accessible to every user all over the world. So these are the devices connected to the internet. So similarities in the internet and intranet. Intranet uses the internet protocols such as TCP per IP. So these are the transfer control protocols. So as of now, don't worry about those things, just know TCP per IP and FTP, which is file transfer protocol. So this one, TCP, we use that maybe if you want to access the internet. Then the file transfer. The intranet sites are accessible via web browsers in a similar way as websites in the internet. So even the intranet, you can be able to access the information or access it through the web browsers. but only members of the intranet can access intranet hosted sites. So only batho ba hlahang to that area ke bona fela ba ka accessang such kind of information. So difference in the internet and intranet. Internet is general to PCs all over the world, whereas intranet is specific to few PCs. Internet has a wide access and provides better access to websites to a large population, whereas intranet is restricted. Internet is not as safe as intranet. So intranet can be safely privatized as per the need. Then we have a wide web, a computer network system that allows users to browse through information available on computers around the world. The World Wide Web opened the internet to millions of users in finding information. There are over 1 million websites around the world, and the number is growing very quickly. And the World Wide Web consists of documents called web pages that contains information on a particular document. A web page might also contain one or more links that point to one web pages. So when you search on the internet, as for example, you go to www.google.com. This is what you call the search engine, and we access, maybe you want to check maybe computer skills, So when you do that, it goes to different servers all across the World Wide Web to access the resources which are related to computer skills. So that's why we find different websites. It's in that information: www.indie.com, www.balancecareers.com, resume, Word, and so forth. The information related to a topic specified. So this is part of the World Wide Web. World Wide Web. So that is it. A web page. A web page is a document accessible through the internet or other network using an internet browser. A web page is accessible by entering the URL address and may contain the text, graphics, and hyperlinks to other web pages and files. So let's talk about the web page. For example, let's just say www.limconqueen.net. This is the portal. So let's access this website, the Limconqueen website here. So this is the website for Limconqueen. It has all this information. So sometimes you want to check on news, academics, student lives, businesses. So we can have different pages on this website. So suppose let's visit this page. And then on this page, we are going to get different articles. So we have so many articles on this page, which tells you the university ka Kotloloho. So suppose we come here, Limconqueen donates wheelchairs to the Ministry of Social Development. We just click on this. This is a link. It means when you click on this, it is linking us somewhere. So it was a page that has a link which takes us to a certain page. So when you come here, you'll find that there is that information which has been written here. Then you can start reading about there is another link here which will also take us to Facebook, maybe the link on Facebook platform. So that is how everything works. Now you get to understand what is a link and the stuff like those ones. So I think I have explained this to you. Now you understand what is the difference between links, web pages. Those are the web pages. So within the web pages, there can be some text, graphics, and a hyperlink. So the text is in the graphics, those pictures that you see on the web page. Yes. So a link, which is a reference to another document in an environment like the World Wide Web. So when I click on the setting, it takes me to another page, it takes me to Facebook. That is a link. Links make it easy to follow a thread of related information, even if the pages are stored on computers located in different countries. Web browsers are used to view web pages, transfer files between computers, accessing commercial information services, and sending emails and interacting with the other internet users. So this is, let me close this. So this is a browser. This is a Chrome browser. This is Microsoft Edge browser. This is Opera Mini browser. So you can open the browser. This is Mozilla Firefox browser. So we use these browsers maybe to access some websites, to send emails, to search some informations on different servers. So we have different kinds of the browser. So if you open this is the Google Chrome browser. You open these browsers, then you start typing out. This is what you call a browser. So we now understand what is a browser. The most common browser software titles on the market are Microsoft Internet Explorer. We also have Google Chromes. We also have Mozilla Firefox. We also have Apple Safari. These are different browsers which are available, and many more. We have Yandex here. It's another browser. Like I explained, Microsoft Edge, it's another browser. So there are so many browsers on the internet which you can search about and start learning about them. These are pictures or the graphics. The browser. So Uniform Resource Locator, which is the URL, the global address of documents and other resources on the World Wide Web. URL can point to executable files that can be fetched using FTP file transfer protocol, or the web page that can be retrieved using HTTP, which is hypertext transfer protocol. So these are the URL. So you can provide a URL on your browsers to access a certain file somewhere. So here you look at this, we have HTTPS www.lincolnqueen. This is the URL. This is the Universal Resource Locator. So you try to access this information from the server. This is our URL. So within this server, you can visit Lesotho News article, Lincoln Domains Chair. This is an article that is available within that URL. So I think everything is getting more clearer, more clear to you all. After the HTTP, the next segment of the address is the name, is the server name. The server name is the computer or software that makes the data available. A web server, for instance, is a computer that uses the web server software to transmit web pages over the internet. Most web servers have domain names prefixed with www. By entering the web server name, one access the site's homepage. When you talk about the homepage of the website, typically the homepage serves as an index or a table of contents to other documents stored at a site, that is the address. So suppose maybe we want to visit a certain website, let's see, maybe Vodacom. I'm just making an example. Vodacom. We have Vodacom Lesotho. When we open this Vodacom Lesotho here, I wonder whether they have a website that is vodacom.co.ls. Hire.co.ls, it means that here Lesotho. We have .co.za, it means here South Africa. We have .co.in or .in here India, and so forth. So this is the home page for Vodacom website. This is the home page. So when you are on the home page, you can try and access different resources and go to different pages within this website. So this is services, offers, stuff like those ones while we are on the home page. This is the home page of this website. So now you get to understand what is a home page. A website, a location on the World Wide Web. That is a location on the World Wide Web. A home page is similar to the title page and the table of contents in the book. It identifies the site and contains links to other pages at the site. The following is an example of a home page viewed using a particular type of a software called Microsoft Explorer. So this is the home page for this site. Can read on those. User can find information on the web by using the search engine. So when you go to the search engine, you want to search on Google. So we can also have Yahoo. Can have yahoo.com. Oh, this is the mail server. Or yahoo.com is here. Yahoo.com can be our search engine. So if you want to find some resources, so you just come here and start searching whatsoever that you want. This is Yahoo search engine. We have a Google search engine. We have so many search engines, but for now we'll be talking about these two. When you type anything that you want here, it goes to different servers across the world. Then it brings them together. That's why it gives you the information. Let's take a look at Google. Google, this is the search engine for Google, like I have explained. So when you type the name, maybe Thabang, you are searching across the internet. Who is Thabang? What is Thabang? Anything related to Thabang. It will go through Thabang, Salmon TV, Thabang at Gold, Thabang Munare, talks about on LinkedIn, you can get Thabang. So it goes to different servers all across the world to bring this information. So Google have their own algorithm to do that. We have Thabang Mokwetla, a deputy South African Defense Ward. So here is the information. After typing Thabang, we have got 1 million results. Then this 1 million results within 0.61 seconds. So that is the time and the speed how Google is able to perform some of their tasks. So the common search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo, Baidu, Owl, Ask.com, Excite, and so forth. Communicating by a computer. Communicating via an email is rapid becoming an important as a telephone and a fax communication, and forms an important component of any office automation system. Electronic mail is a way of sending messages between people. So lena le di-email tsa lona le tla kwa tse ke re leng sentele di-assignment ka di-email and so forth. So you can create your own email and have your own email. A way of sending messages between people anywhere within an organization or in the world using a computer that can communicate with another computer through your computer network. The message or document can be viewed or a computer screen and printed out. So that's how the email works. We have Gmail. We can have different types of mails. So can share and send the emails, access emails, save the emails, and do so many things with the emails, read the emails, and so forth. So that is all the information about the mails. We have social media site. So let me take you here so that you can understand. So if I want to access my Gmail account, so I can come to the search engine and say Gmail and Gmail. So these are the different options which are related to Gmail. Sometimes you just want to log in on the Gmail. You already have an account maybe, or you can create an account with Gmail. So you come here, you can create an account and provide all your details. So let me say I just want to log in on the mail. So it opens my Gmail account. So with this Gmail account, I can share files, I can share information with you. We can do so many things with Gmail. So here, if I want to compose a message, I just come here. So there are so many things that you can perform with this Gmail, sharing files, doing what. So when you come here, you can start sending a mail. So this is an options where you send a mail. Maybe you can send it to maybe like Pulien Lesawa Napavalo. These are the addresses. Pascal Nazuri. So subject of the mail. When you talk about the subject of the mail, you want the email high feature mutum sendelanyana. When you look at these emails that you see here, so this is lab test. This is the subject. So this is the subject of the email. So if your email, when you send it, you want it to show the subject. Let me send this email to myself. For example, let me see, Metro 90. I'm sending this mail to myself. Is it connected to the internet? Okay. I'm sending this mail to my subject. Subject is business management. This is the body. You can start typing there. What? It's a body, the information that you want to type on the email. Then, so when you come down here, there is attach here. If you want to attach a file to this mail, you can come to this part. You attach a link to this mail and so forth. You can insert a file using the Google Drive. If you have a file in the Google Drive, you can use this part. You can insert a photo here. When you send that mail, let's come here and see if we can get a photo. So suppose we come here and get this photo. Let's take it as an attachment. Then we insert it. So this photo will be attached to this image. So we send this mail. When you send this mail, when you look at this, you can see we have got that mail. So what is the subject on this mail? The subject is business management. So I'm trying to help even in the future when you're trying to send the emails, at least you know exactly what you are doing. So when you open this mail, sorry, this computer's battery is dying. So you can see that we have that mail and the information and the stuff that we have written. Our subject is here and the image that we have attached. So that's why I would always ask you to attach some of the files on your email when you are submitting your assignment. So we also have the social media platform. So social media sites like Facebook, YouTube, computer-mediated tools that allow people, companies, and other organizations to create and share and exchange information, career interest, ideas, pictures, videos in virtual communities and the network. So let's about Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, and so forth. So there are pros of social network. Can be able to connect with your friends, can be able to share the information with each other, can share, can do business online, provide some arts, and so forth. There are so many advantages of using the social media. Finding people with common interest, invaluable promotion tools. We use that for promotions, music, and the stuff, and so forth. Information spreads incredible fast. So social media, let's say how much tap on Facebook now, it's like a wildfire. Everything just start trending. Helps to catch and convict criminals. People often do think of the consequences of what they post of the social media. Sometimes someone robs the bank, then wanyamela, ibe from there ramata. So sometimes can use social medias to catch those criminals. You find that osakala post live pelang was broke yesterday, but today can do such a life is life. I learned hoteling I fella. So like this what happened? Just did something very nasty. So these are the cons of social network. Perpetuates false and unreliable information. That's about it's not every information that you get from social media that is true. Cyberbullying is growing a problem, and having access to people's life at all times is not always a good thing. Used to profile and discriminate in the job world. The addiction is real. So many things. So with this, it marks the end of our lecture. So you have learned so many things from this lecture. Thank you very much. I may see you on the next lecture. Thank you.